If you see the word fragrance on your shampoo, lotion, or air freshener, that one word could be hiding more than 100 toxic chemicals. You'd never know. You'd never know because brands don't have to list every ingredient in a scent. They just slap on the word fragrance, and that legally covers dozens of undisclosed, untested chemicals. Now, it's not that fragrance ingredients are always bad. Like, some fragrances are lovely and make us feel good. But the problem is when you can't choose what chemicals are actually in there. Phthalates, synthetic musks, allergens, and irritants. Oh my. Let's break down what these are and why we want to avoid them. First up, phthalates. These chemicals help fragrance ingredients mix evenly and over time release their scent. Kind of like how baking soda smells pretty neutral, but then when mixed with lemon juice releases that pungent lemon smell. But while this might be useful for smelling delicious, phthalates are known to disrupt hormones. They've been linked to fertility issues, birth defects, developmental problems, asthma, and more. One study found that people with higher levels of certain phthalates in their urine had a higher risk of developing allergies. And another study found that pregnant women exposed to high levels of phthalates were more likely to have sons with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, later in life. Some phthalates have also been classified as probable human carcinogens. So, do you really want to slather them all over your body? Next, we have synthetic musks. These are used to add a musky, woody, or animal-like smell to fragrances. And these chemicals stick around. They accumulate in human fat tissue and can stay in the body for years. The problem is that we don't fully understand their long-term effects yet. Studies suggest that synthetic musks may affect brain and liver function and have been linked to reproductive issues. Then there are allergens and irritants, which can cause asthma, headaches, and skin reactions, especially in kids. Fragrance is the #1 cause of contact dermatitis, which is when skin becomes red, itchy, and inflamed due to an allergic reaction. Now, it's important to note that not everyone will react to fragrance ingredients the same way. Some people are more sensitive than others. Also, it's not the scent itself that causes reactions. It's the chemicals that make up that scent. Manufacturers don't have to disclose their fragrance ingredients, which means you might not know what you're putting on your body or smelling up your space. Even people who work in factories making these products don't know exactly what's in the fragrance blends they are handling. This lack of transparency and regulation has led to growing concern over the safety of fragrance ingredients. There are calls for more research and stricter regulations from organizations like the Environmental Working Organization, the American Academy of Dermatology, and the Kids Safe Products Act Alliance. Now, the European Union has taken some steps in this direction. The EU has banned more than 1,300 chemicals in cosmetics alone. In the United States, however, the cosmetic industry is largely self-regulated. Manufacturers can use any chemical unless it's specifically banned. And yes, that includes chemicals that might be harmful to our health. Fragrance ingredients aren't just in perfume. They're in deodorant and laundry detergent and shampoo and candles and air fresheners and carpets and furniture and fabrics and mattresses and rugs and car fresheners and nail polish remover and soap and dish soap and surface cleaners and bathroom cleaners and drain cleaners and oven cleaners, even baby products. How crazy is that? And most of these products haven't been tested for long-term health effects. Now, it's hard to know exactly how many chemicals are in a fragrance, because manufacturers can use the term fragrance or parfum on their labels to cover any scent blend they create. And these blends can contain anywhere from a handful of chemicals to over 100. And what's worse, fragrance ingredients are rarely listed on product labels. So even if you're trying to avoid certain chemicals, you may not know what you're avoiding. Look for fragrance-free or naturally scented with essential oils on your product labels. Now, naturally scented doesn't necessarily mean safer. Essential oils can still trigger allergies or skin reactions, but it does mean you're avoiding synthetic fragrances. Here are some other things you can do to protect yourself and your family from harmful fragrance ingredients. Use products with full ingredient transparency. Read labels carefully and avoid products that list fragrance or parfum in the ingredients. This may seem obvious, but it's actually a huge challenge because fragrance ingredients are everywhere. Even if you're avoiding products with fragrance on the label, you might still be exposed to harmful chemicals from other products in your home or workplace. For example, scented candles and incense can release volatile organic compounds, VOCs, into the air. So it's important to read labels and check product websites for ingredient information. You can also use apps like Think Dirty or EWG Healthy Living to scan barcodes and find hidden toxins. Be cautious when shopping online. Many retailers don't require manufacturers to disclose their fragrance ingredients. So it's important to read product descriptions carefully and contact sellers if you have questions. You can also look for certifications from reputable organizations like the Environmental Working Organization, which rates products on their ingredient safety and transparency. Know your rights. If you work in an office or other shared workspace, you may be exposed to fragrance ingredients from your co-workers' perfumes or the cleaning products used by your building's management. Under the Americans with Disabilities Act, you may be able to request that your workplace take steps to prevent exposure to these chemicals if they're causing you medical symptoms. Check out resources like the AD National Network for more information. Speak up. If you notice a strong scent in a public place, ask if it's possible to turn off the scented candles or adjust the air freshener. You can also vote with your wallet. Support companies that are transparent about their ingredients and avoid those that are not. Write to your elected officials and urge them to support stronger regulations on fragrance ingredients. Now let's talk about some alternatives. First, you can use fragrance-free versions of everyday products like laundry detergent, dish soap, and hand sanitizer. These products typically do not contain harmful fragrance ingredients, and they often perform just as well as their scented counterparts. You can also try making your own cleaning and personal care products. There are tons of recipes available online for DIY cleaners that use essential oils or other natural scents. And if you love candles, look for ones made with beeswax or soy wax and natural essential oils instead of paraffin wax and synthetic fragrances. It's important to remember that everyone's body is different. What works for one person may not work for another. So it's important to test any new product on a small area of skin before using it all over. You should also discontinue use and wash the affected area with cold, soapy water if you experience any irritation or allergic reaction. One word shouldn't mean 100 secrets. You have the right to know what you're putting on your body and in your home. By being informed and taking action, you can help protect yourself and your loved ones from the harmful effects of hidden fragrance ingredients. Together, we can demand more transparency and safety in the products we use every day. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Subscribe for more content like this. As always, thanks for watching.